So, here we go.
Childish frustrations and complexes which the police are searching for James Thomas, believed
Hello. You're listening to Midnight Movie Gang. It is currently 3:13 p.m. Night Movie Gang. My name's LC, and I'm here with my buddy Joseph.
What's up, hackers?
What's up, hackers? Hack the planet, yo! Hack into the net. We're here talking on the net.
We're in the mainframe.
Here on the net, on the mainframe. Today, so for those of you just tuning in, this is your first episode. This is a show where we talk about kind of genre film, sci-fi, horror, like lesser known gems. Both of the movies we're talking about today are definitely fall into the sci-fi kind of hidden gem, lesser known, like definitely Hackers, especially Hackers is like the definition of like a cult classic.
You gotta see it. We'll get to it.
You gotta see it. It was a financial bomb. Let's see here, it made $7.5 million at the box office on a budget of $20 million.
It's not a good movie, but you gotta see it.
It got shit reviews when it came out, and over the years it has been reclaimed in cult communities for a variety of reasons, which we'll get into. I got to look into. And so that's the first movie we're talking about, Hackers, which is a 1995 American crime thriller film. I guess I don't know what other genre is. It's got a lot going on.
Hacker film. It's its own genre.
Yeah.
Movies about hackers.
We're also going to talk about Johnny Mnemonic, which, funnily enough, came out the same year.
Johnny Mnemonic.
Johnny Mnemonic.
Johnny Mnemonic.
Johnny Mnemonic.
Already bad title.
Is a 1995 cyberpunk action film directed by Robert Logo, based on the William Gibson 1981 short story of the same name. Worst movie.
Well, we'll get to it. I had a way worse time watching Johnny Mnemonic, which was surprising to me.
Yeah, because like usually Keanu always delivers something fun. But what was I gonna say about there was another factoid about Johnny Mnemonic I wanted to say real quick, but my brain escapes me. But we've been in this cyberpunk.
Yes.
We've been talking about just cyberpunk shit lately.
Yeah, I've been my current pet obsession, or like I guess over the last couple weeks, has been I played Cyberpunk 2077, and I still haven't beaten it, but I've gotten as further in it than I've ever gotten, to the point, and I got really interested to the point where I bought on eBay the rulebook for Cyberpunk Red, and I learned how to GM for that, and I GM'd a game, and I'm big into that universe. I think it's a cool universe.
Hell yeah! And
the wardrobe from Hackers fits really well into that universe, and
just straight up cyberpunk vibes.
And it also stole pretty much everything from Johnny Mnemonic and did it better. So
yeah, I started playing Cyberpunk. Oh, I am playing. Like I really like it. I've been distracted gaming wise. One, I've been busy, but two, I've been playing GameCube games on my CRT TV,
which rules, by the way,
through my emulator.
I would have believed that it wasn't an emulator, because I came over and I played Ultimate Spider-Man on his CRT, and it was super responsive.
Emulating on my laptop through converters onto the CRT. It really
We've come full circle. Yeah.
Yeah. It was actually kind of inspired. Well, one, it was inspired by the bullshit with the Nintendo Switch 2 and all of the nonsense going on with
I will not be buying a Nintendo Switch 2.
Other things with that. And also there's a guy on TikTok I follow now called the Scenic Gamer. And literally all he does is he has a little like battery powered CRT TV and like a little thing, and he just goes to like really like aesthetic places like the beach or like mountains, rivers and stuff, and he just plays retro games on his little CRT. That's pretty cool. Those locations.
That guy's living the life.
Yeah, no, that guy's living the dream. He's, I don't know, I really like his content. It's making me been wanting to go back and play retro games. So that's where I'm at, and I post you might see me posting more stuff on my CRT on Instagram. But I remember the last thing I wanted to mention about both these movies. You watched both these movies on VHS.
Yes, we did.
Which I think
it's perfect.
I think helped both.
They did both benefit from the VHS.
Yeah. I am going to get hackers on UMD PSP video though before the show. Me and Joseph were talking about that.
You're gonna be riding the bus. People are gonna look over like, "What the fuck is that guy? Is he watching hackers on his PSP?"
The weirdest shit. I will have a collection for sure.
Full volume.
Full volume on the bus coming through those little speakers. I do want. Honest to God. Well, you know what one I really want to do as far as like movies. I have on every single format. What is it? It's on the list. All right, now I have a Google Sheet list of every movie released on UMD. So Alien is on there. And I officially right now own Alien on the most formats. Like I have my Alien Laserdisc over here.
Yeah.
I've got Alien on VHS. I've got it on 4K Blu-ray, regular Blu-ray. Funnily enough, the only main format I don't have it on is DVD. But I'll buy the Alien DVD just so I can be like, I will compare every single format, including UMD.
Yeah, watch every single one too.
Exactly.
I feel like watching this on Laserdisc today.
Yeah, because I'm excited to. I'm always on the lookout for a Laserdisc player. I definitely, but they're expensive. They were expensive when they came out.
I have a few Laserdiscs just because I like having a big sleeve version of a movie. I think that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but no, Ian was it, our buddy Ian at Needle Exchange Records and Tapes, which people at home you'll see content of that. He said he has a few Laserdisc players and he said he would sell me one for $100.
Sick.
So probably gonna take him up on it.
You should
soon. But yeah. Anyway, back to the movies. So starting with Hackers. What did you know about Hackers going? I didn't know shit.
I knew it was cheesy. I knew it had Matthew Lillard. I knew about yelling "Hack the Planet," and I also knew a fun fact. Someone told us at the live recording about how this was a very early Angelina Jolie role. And when she blew up, all the physical releases ended up having her face very prominently displayed.
They knew what they were fucking doing.
Yeah, they did.
They knew. Yeah, no. She was 20 years old at the time of filming.
Yeah.
And just if I had seen this movie as a teen, yeah, that would have been the reason that brought me back. No question.
Yeah, the movie is very obsessed with her.
100%. This looks like this was her. Early on.
This movie is strangely horny in general. We see the main character wearing a latex dress at one point.
Oh no, 100%. This movie very much is like I feel like they really captured the how do I put it? I feel like the culture of the internet that is portrayed in this movie is an interesting cross section between like things that we kind of associate with like incel-y type culture on the internet.
It's so optimistic.
Yeah, I mean, it really is like, you know, the internet that is portrayed in Hackers and like the way that young people use technology in this movie is portrayed in a real way of like,
God, no, you know, this is the future. This is what young people will be in the future. They'll be digital nomads.
Exactly. You can be who you want to be on the internet. There is no race. There is no gender. You're to be what you want to be. And to an extent, I mean, there are pockets of the internet now that are like the thing that I was thinking about most, I think, with this movie in terms of like how the culture of these people is like. So during peak COVID, I spent a lot of time on VR chat. Yeah. And I feel like the VR chat community would I could see like VR chat fucking screenings of this movie happening, like on there as far as like, you know, because there is like this, you know, this movie I feel like you know is trying to portray like, you know, the internet nomads, the digital natives as like, you know, like they are like, you know, there's a lot of elements from this movie that you could extrapolate out to like, you know, things in the queer community today and like online media stuff. But I feel like it's definitely like you look at something like Johnny Mnemonic, ironically, which is like I almost in a way kind of more accurately portrays like what how technology is implemented in the sense that like it is really it's just exploitative from corporations. Like we lost. Yep. We lost the battle that Hackers is proposing us to fight type deal.
Yeah, the internet must have looked like it was gonna change the world for the better back then.
Yeah.
What fools we all were.
it had the potential to. I think that like all technology,
Yeah.
all innovation has the potential to make things better, but the people with the power to implement those changes, don't
In
want
hindsight, there was really only one way it was ever gonna go.
to. Yeah, yeah. You enjoying this fun, goofy movie? Political. Let's talk about this movie. Yeah. So the main thing I knew is that young Angelina Jolie was the main thing. I feel like in the '90s, in all of these movies, like the kind of like emo. I think you can see pieces of like Trinity in this character as well, from The Matrix. This like '90s alt like e-girl who can kick your ass type deal is definitely a type that existed in these movies.
She looks like she hasn't slept in like 3 days.
Yeah, I mean, Ready Player One. Did you ever read Ready Player One or see the movie? The female lead in that is pretty much the fucking same as in here. You know, she's also like these like gamer girls that are just as skilled as the main character, but can't be as skilled as the main character because still got to be like.
Whoa, she's actually good at something.
Whoa, she's a good hacker. She has the coolest laptop in the movie.
Yeah, the
for sure.
You mean pewter?
Pewter. That's true. They do call them pewters, huh? The movie. She's the coolest pewter. Her internet handle is awesome. Every character in this movie has their internet handle. Like everyone goes by their internet. There are some characters we don't know their real names.
There's a dude who is like agonizing at one point over how he can't figure out a handle. How he like and
Joey
mid like when in reality it's just like pick a username. It's just anything in the room plus like the year I was born.
Yeah.
And there's also
like I don't know.
There's this like recurring thing of like what are the four most common passwords? And it's like God, sex, love, or like money or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, our passwords say a lot about us as humans, when in reality it's just like, no, it's usually like password or 1 2 3 4 or like it's really we're really just lazy.
I feel like at this point a lot of people just use the randomly generated
that too
shits. But let's talk a little bit about let's go into the the plot of it a little bit. So the movie starts out, it's like a court hearing, what I can remember, and basically they're talking about the judge is going through all these things. Oh, it starts in 1988.
Yeah.
At this court hearing, and the judge is talking about how this person hacked all these 1,507 computer systems, 1,500.
You heard that and you were like, oh, I hope it's a little kid.
Yeah, the whole time they were running through it, and the camera is panning through this courtroom, and you see that the kid who hacked all this shit is this little kid. Yeah. This little kid, Dade Murphy, who at this point his net handle is Zero Cool.
Dade.
And he's from this court hearing. He is forbidden to touch a computer or a touch-tone telephone until his 18th birthday. Why till his 18th? Why not just be like you're just banned for life? I don't know.
It's almost like a video game character backstory.
100%. This is the opening cutscene for sure that just gives you the background on like why to know that like Dade is the best.
You're starting from the bottom, but you're still a badass.
Yeah. He's just letting us know that this main character is he's the best. We cut to 17 years later. Now, when we were watching the movie, so admittedly,
what year is it supposed to be in the movie?
In the movie, it's supposed to be 1995, like when it came out, because it's the opening.
So he was
88.
He was hacking computer systems in the early 80s.
In the late 80s.
In the late 80s?
1988.
Interesting.
There was some computer infrastructure, not nearly as much as when we get into the 90s, but there was some stuff to hack.
All right. Sure.
Yeah. But I remember I was confused by this when we were watching it. Just one, we were not sober, and two, the editing of this movie.
It's like it's a thing.
It's buck wild. It makes it. I don't want to say. I got the general idea of what was going on.
Yeah. And
I think this is one of those movies where, like, if I watched it again before, I think I would have understood the story a lot better.
Yeah.
because this first viewing to me, I was just taking in the style and the editing. And
Yeah,
like
it's very distracting.
The energy of it.
And I will say that the story is also just not interesting at all. Not to me, anyway.
Reading through it on Wikipedia, it is like pretty basic. Basically, it's a thing where it's like this kid, or this 30-year-old man playing this kid.
Yeah.
When we cut to the future, it's his 18th birthday. He's allowed to use computers again. He decides to hack into a television station. And while he's in this whole thing is like he's in his room and he's surrounded by all these machines, and like the visualization of them hacking, like there's just so many little clips of like going into CG
cyberspace
of cyberspace, and these like glass towers that like they fly through like fucking Tron. And the whole idea is like this is how their mind is perceiving, going into the net or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think it's entertaining, and I think it's clever, and I get a sense of what's going on. But as far as like knowing specifically what's happening, a lot of it was like, ugh.
Yeah.
But he encounters another hacker on the net, somebody who goes by Acid Burn, who like they're hacking against each other.
Yeah.
And immediately I was like, oh, that's Angelina Jolie.
He called it.
From the jump, I was like, oh, she's gonna be the one.
This movie has a Hollywood screenwriter in the 90s' understanding of computers. Like, from beginning to end, it's such like it's so not how any of this stuff actually works. It's crazy. Like, the database is like a room full of big acrylic sheets that have like words projected on them or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It reminded me of the fucking vampire tech, like the ancient vampire text from Blade. Like they have them all behind these like glass. There was a lot of similarities to Blade, I felt, in this movie.
Yeah, it was the same era. Same style. It's a very it feels super. It's like an alternate reality almost. Like this, and it's a better one. I would prefer to live in the hackers' view of the internet.
In the hackers' world.
Yeah, it looks so cool. Everyone dresses like a weirdo in like the coolest way.
Everybody's anti-capitalist as fuck.
Yeah, Matthew Lillard looks like an insane person.
Yeah, Matthew Lillard. I can't even describe some of it. Look up.
He's wearing these I don't even know how to
Matthew
begin.
Lillard hackers. Folks at home, you can just look up Matthew Lillard hackers.
He's got these like the tiny sunglasses, the tiny lens sunglasses, and like these like Snoop Dogg braids.
And he's wearing like all of these crazy like cut shirts,
tank tops,
like
but also really, really, really low pants. While there's also another layer underneath that of which I don't know.
Only he could pull off because he looks good in it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he looks cool.
Or at least, yeah. He
looks cyberpunk.
The costuming in this movie is top. All of Angelina Jolie's at one point she's dressed like Kevin Smith.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she's very Kevin Smith chic in one of these pictures. Yeah. She's wearing a big hockey jersey.
But yeah, no, just really crazy, colorful fits, and like I said, I think it makes sense to me why this movie has stood the test of time and why it's stood the test of time in this. It's so dated.
That's part of what makes it so entertaining. I think at one point there's a point. Well, I'm just jumping around at this point, if that's cool. There's a part where we meet the main villain, the main antagonist,
the Plague,
who's another lame ass dorky hacker. But this guy wears turtlenecks. He literally's. Yeah, who's this guy again? He looks very familiar. The actor's
name is
Fisher Stevens. I've definitely seen him. He's
most well known
for Circuit.
For the Short Circuit, I have not seen the Short Circuit movies.
Crazy Love,
but so he's most well known for
Grand Budapest Hotel, Isle of Dogs. Yeah. Anyway, he there's a crisis going on. He rolls into the office on a skateboard. You don't even see him kick. The door opens and he just skates in. And I put my hands on my head and we're just like, oh my god, This movie is actually incredible. Like every second, like we looked at each other and like, is this movie serious right now?
The grandma's boy moment where he rolls in.
If this movie is made for the villain from Grandma's Boy to think is super super cool, like unironically.
Oh, it's his favorite movie.
Absolutely.
For sure. And he takes it 100% seriously.
There's a part like I'm just gonna end up like saying a lot of parts I think are cool by the end of this, but like a Dade races what's her Angelina Jolie on a big screen in some big weird
acid
in like a big cool like hacker club. They have Wipeout projected on the wall in like 4 screens, but they don't call it that. It's just a game.
The foot. You mean the Foot Clan?
Exactly. There's like skateboarders around for some reason. Like
everyone's smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, everybody.
By the way, we were talking about the character Joey, the one who doesn't have a net handle.
Yeah. His
whole thing is that he has. There's the scene where they're sitting down and they're just talking. He has a cigarette in each hand.
He's dual wielding, dude.
Like, and he's talking, but he's just got both these cigarettes.
This is the world that I wish I lived in. Penn Jillette is in this movie. I'm jumping around too much.
No,
but they're playing Wipeout, and like they never reference that it's Wipeout. They're playing with like dual flight sticks for some reason, and they're I don't know, on this big screen, and then there's this big fake rendered score card where his 3D score demolishes her 3D score, and it's so perfect, like movie video games.
Exactly, it really gets across.
Penn Jillette's in this.
She's all pissed about it.
Dr. Melfi from The Sopranos is in this.
Yeah,
she's blonde.
She's got an interesting role. She has a relationship with the Plague, which at first I thought it was a weird thing. Like, is this like a she? I think she seems older than him.
Yeah,
like she's his boss.
He's the corporate hacker.
Yeah, he's the one. Yeah, and he's a bit older than like some of these kids. I get the sense of, and he uses his powers for evil. For sure. Something that we are just kind of skipping around. So the Plague.
That's fitting for this movie because the best part of this movie is just parts.
Yeah. The Plague, and I didn't realize this till reading the Wikipedia, because I didn't understand a lot of the plot till I just read the Wikipedia. But basically, the crux of like what the plot is when the plot begins really is that Joey, the hackers, the main crew are kind of talking about hacking this Gibson supercomputer, this big government computer.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, you can't do it. Anybody who can do it, like hack the computer, like they'll go down in history as like the best hacker ever." So Joey, and his cigarette ass, tries to hack the Gibson computer.
Yeah.
And it's a scene where he's trying to hack in, get through all the government stuff, and his mom comes in and shuts his computer off halfway through his download, and he takes the data that he had and uploads it to a floppy disk, which there's a lot of floppy disks.
There are. Matthew Lillard describing the Gibson, by the way, rubs his nipples to show how excited he would be to get his hands on one. I just feel the need to interject that.
These kids are horny for computers.
And each other.
Yeah, and each other. Yeah, Matthew Lillard's character is constantly like looking for a place to crash. He's unfortunately. Well, there's a little bit of a sad story that's kind of hinted at, and I think like at one point he's always asking a character like, "Hey, can I crash at your place tonight?"
Yeah.
And Dade comments like, "Are you like homeless or something?" or something like that. And Lord Nikon,
sick name.
Great introduction. Like they come
John
up to his door
Apple.
and he's like hooded. John Cannon.
Yeah.
But Lord Nikon, says something along the lines of like oh, his parents. I can't even repeat what he says. Something like insinuates that his parents basically kicked him out.
Yeah.
Matthew Lillard, like presumably because like they're probably conservative and he's a freak.
Yeah.
Type deal.
I mean, like, who could live with that guy? To be honest.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to be sleeping under the same roof.
No, not with whatever his name is, Matthew Lillard. Serial.
Yeah, the character's name, his hacker handle is Serial Killer.
Serial Killer. Sick.
Emmanuel Serial Killer Goldstein. Yeah, they have all.
Everyone's got a cyberpunk handle.
Phantom Freak, Serial Killer, Lord Nikon.
Literally, all their names fit into like as a handle in Cyberpunk Red.
100%. Yeah, basically, so Joey hacks the Gibson computer, and then the Secret Service, so Plague catches onto it, and the Secret Service get involved, and they come and arrest Joey.
Yep.
And the thing that I didn't realize while watching the movie, which was like Plague's evil plan, basically Plague has a worm virus, which is what Joey downloaded, that is going to steal a bunch of money from the government.
Yeah.
But he created another virus called the Da Vinci virus, which they mentioned in the movie, which is going to crash a bunch of oil tankers in the world, and they're going to blame it's going to blame hackers. The Da Vinci virus is going to like make it seem like
it's going to demonize these hackers.
Demonize the hackers, and like it's going to cause the government to arrest all the hackers. That's his plan. The Plague wants to steal a bunch of money, leave,
Yep.
and then blame it all on the hackers of the world. So screwing his own kind.
Yep. Yeah, he's a traitor.
Yeah, and that's the evil, and our hacker kids kind of catch on to that. And that, as far as like what the plot is, that is the overarching, like they're trying to stop this Da Vinci virus from going live.
So it's like, do you sell out and use your hacking skills like to maintain the status quo, or do you use this immense power that's been given to the people and hack the planet and break the system and mold it in our own way? What a world 100%. That would have been, huh? If everyone just had the ability to just like technological anarchy, you know?
We need to fucking hack the planet right now, bro.
Yeah, well.
Hopefully no one's listening.
Hack the planet, dude.
Hack the planet. It's gonna be all over. Yeah, no, I'm trying to think of other just like moments in the movie. I mean,
it's crazy, dude. There's a hack off.
There's a hack off between Dade and Angelina Jolie, acid burn.
Yep.
Where the whole thing is like if he wins the hack off, then like they go on a date, and if she wins, she says, and I quote, like, "You'll be my slave."
Yeah,
we were just like, "Oh, it's a win."
Yeah, we were like, "Well, I don't know what he's gonna ask for now." Yeah, and then they up the ante by saying like whoever loses has to wear a really revealing dress or some shit like that.
Yeah, and Dade is like all uncomfortable by that. Like, ooh,
there's so many like interesting directorial choices in this. Like, there's so many dream sequences.
Yes.
And like it's weird because it's almost clever. Because they do it multiple times where like a lot of them have dreams where like their worst possible scenario comes true, and then this dude has that, and then he wakes up and that literal thing happens, and I just did not. On paper, I think I would have liked that, but in practice, I thought it was like, well, then what's even the point of having it be like a fake out?
Yeah. The director of this movie, Ian Softly, has the weirdest fucking filmography.
Backbeat. Trap for Cinderella.
You ever seen Backbeat?
No. The word is on the street.
It's a Beatles biopic. It's like about the early days of the Beatles.
Oh, that sounds okay.
It's an okay movie, but then he directed Inkheart in 2008. You remember Inkheart?
No.
With Brendan Fraser?
No. Double no.
He and Paul Bettany. Inkheart, like the whole thing is like if they read, Brendan Fraser has the power. Well, you can see from the poster.
It's like a kids movie.
It's like a soft fantasy, like youth like Aragon type, that kind of thing. Basically, Brendan Fraser, if he reads, he can read any book. If he reads the book out loud, things from the book come into the real world.
Wasn't that like an Adam Sandler movie too?
I think I know.
Like Once Upon a Time or some shit like that.
Bedtime
stories.
Kind of a more serious version of Bedtime.
I didn't see that either.
I'm just looking at the director. These are not the movies I would think that the director of this film would make.
Yeah, good for him. Honestly, like I do recommend you see Hackers. It's a good time. There's so many times I just could not believe what I was seeing.
Yeah, there is some shit that will stick with you. The soundtrack, it's worth it. The
soundtrack honestly, unironically does rip.
The soundtrack does, which I'm gonna.
And it's just
save
never
it on Spotify
shuts up
right
either,
now.
but like in a good way.
Yeah, saving Hacker soundtrack, all original tracks. Yeah, no, it's definitely worth watching for the soundtrack alone.
Yeah, there's a lot of good moments. There is an extent, like the climax of this movie kind of blows, because like they all the hackers get together to stop the nefarious plan or whatever. I don't know. By this point, I completely checked out of the plot. But they go to a phone booth, and they all jack in to the net with the capital N net, and there's like it's just an extended montage of them on their computers, and then just net imagery of like circuit boards and shit, and that goes on for a solid 10 minutes.
And the military's coming after them in a very
plague.
We called it a Blues Brothers-esque sequence, where just like all the cops and all the military is circling in on this one area. Yeah, they also in that hack off, they completely ruin this like mayor, police chief, or whatever's life. He's the Secret Service agent who's like in charge of and who doesn't know there's a handful of like villain characters in this movie who are literally in there to just not know, like to also be confused. Like he doesn't know anything about computers.
Lorraine Bracco is the same way.
Lorraine Bracco doesn't either. Yeah. She's just like, well, hack what? Can't like, what do you mean a virus? Is it sick? The computer?
Yeah, there's one part I thought was really funny. The main bad guy, or police bad guy. The dude was like, we found the hard drive and it's mostly uncorrupted, and the guy's like, English, please, because it's the 90s and no one knows what either of those words mean. It's great. Period. No one knows what a computer is, and honestly, that's the best world to live in.
100%. You can only buy the Hacker soundtrack on CD. I don't know if they did a record, which makes sense. I want this CD. I'm also going to start collecting CDs too. Yeah, it's worth it. Honestly, as a gift. But yeah, Lorraine Bracco also is in this movie for that as well.
And was this while she was on The Sopranos? Because if so, that's hilarious. I think 1995. No, it is before.
This is pre-Soprano.
Yeah. 1999. Yeah.
Pre-Sopranos, post Goodfellas, Lorraine Bracco. It
was before her renaissance.
Are there any Sopranos episodes on UMD?
I hope so. That'd be so funny. There's like some random episode of season 3 or something.
Goodfellas is on UMD.
Hell yeah. That I would have actually liked to have, because I do put on that movie all the time.
Yeah, and if you could have it on your PSP to go.
I would have been watching it all the time.
It looks like
it's one of those things. I go back to games all the time for that reason too, because they're so long that I don't memorize exactly how they go. So it's like it's comfortable, but it doesn't feel like I've burnt out on it.
Okay, I think this is weird. I'm pretty sure Goodfellas on UMD was only released in Europe. And the PSP was region locked, so you need a European PSP.
Like Goodfellas.
Or I'm sure.
Oh, they have Christmas with the Cranks on UMD. Hell yeah,
dude! They got. I'm gonna send you this. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna post this link to this.
If you're interested, and you should be.
I will post it along with this episode.
A Puddle of Mud documentary is on UMD. Are you serious? I want to see you complete your collection, dude.
Of UMDs. I want every UMD.
Every single one.
You see,
this is an attainable goal.
You can get all of Samurai Champloo on UMD.
The Animal, The Pest, all kinds of shitty comedies.
The Mask of Zorro.
Oh, there's adult films down there. I think I saw.
Realistically, though, I just realized.
Goodfellas is an adult film, right?
So we're taking a brief tangent here, folks, on UMD.
It's fine.
I just had a realization. I've been looking for a Laserdisc player, right?
Yeah.
And it's like I now know for a fact that I can get a used PSP way cheaper than a used Laserdisc player.
You're so right.
So as far as what's more realistic,
if you're aiming to like complete a collection, this is way more attainable. Well, I don't know. Maybe some collectibles probably go for a lot of money.
Are going for expensive, but yeah, no, like $15 for Alien.
It's $40.
35. Well, I think there's a different.
That might have been like the. That's it's
here's
no box.
one with no box, but I need the box.
Yeah. Are you really gonna go with no box? I don't think so.
Fuck no.
Yeah. It defeats the whole purpose.
I'm going to play it right after.
They do have a lot of UMDs that play it. You can knock out a bunch of those.
They definitely have. I haven't looked. They definitely have the movies there for sure.
Joker.
I'm at least gonna go over there just to look at what they got.
Half the movies that I saw on that list are absolutely horrible.
Maybe not there, but sorry. Back to Hackers. Yeah, no. So yeah, this ending is pretty nuts.
Yeah, the thing, like, I know I'm gonna forget some hilarious thing, and that's just more reason that you just need to go watch this. This is an amazing movie.
No, it's really
The
entertaining.
story is lame as hell, but the movie rules.
Another thing to mention too, as far as like why we were very, very high watching this.
That helps.
Yeah, definitely helps, but also I'm excited to watch this again. I feel like when I watch this again, I'm going to be able to pick up more. There's a lot going on, but there's also I think the politics and themes are strong.
Yeah.
I think all of the character motivations make sense.
I mean, you know how I know this is a genuinely good movie and I wasn't just high? Because we watched Johnny Mnemonic right after it, and I did not have a good time at all.
Yeah, we were just as high with Johnny Mnemonic. and it talked about a lot of the same things.
Yes.
And it was not fun.
No, and I love cyberpunk settings, and but we'll get to it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Hackers, a lot of fun. Check it out. It's available on
UMD
lots of formats, including UMD. As far as where to watch it, so you can watch it on AMC Plus.
Weird.
Let's see. Hackers. I'm willing to bet the Blu-ray DVD is probably pretty cheap. I bet you can find it cheap on DVD. Shout Factory has. This is a Shout Factory, so it's a boutique. Yeah, $5. Yeah, $5.
That cover for the Shout Factory one looks pretty sick, though.
Yeah, this is the Steelbook.
That looks
the 4K. 4K Blu-ray. This actually came out last year. This edition.
I love it. Launching Virus. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's a perfect representation of the movie, honestly.
100%. But yeah. So,
also, they very heavily use the "you wouldn't download a car" font, which I appreciate.
Yeah, it's very findable on many formats. I'm sure you can rent it as well.
Yeah.
It's worth any. Yeah, you can probably rent it just for $5 on Amazon. Do that. It's very worth it.
Watch it.
It's a lot of fun.
Put it on with a lot of people. Dress up for it,
Dress up for it. Before we talk about Johnny Boronic, what's your prop from Hackers? There's a lot of options. You can have two.
Oh man, you go first.
I know you're gonna want Angelina Jolie's laptop.
Yeah, I do.
But so I don't want to take that. Matthew Lillard's sunglasses for sure.
Yeah.
Which, most of the time when it's something like sunglasses, it's they just look like... These ones are very specifically...
Yeah, you will be like, these are the sunglasses from Hackers.
Sunglasses from Hackers.
And also from that video, that guy chugging like a full gallon of water, if you remember that.
Yeah. Maybe what was the jersey that she was wearing?
It was some hockey jersey.
Angelina Jolie, yeah. What is it? Is it from a specific team? Hockey jersey. If it's just for the movie, that's what I wanted, because I could probably just wear that and it'll fit normal. What is New Jersey Devils? That's what it is.
It's pretty cool.
So yeah, it's a cool jersey.
Looks good in it.
But yeah, but she looks good in every scene in this movie.
Yeah, this is she looks like a completely different person now, but
yeah, 100%. Yeah, she's never done another.
We were talking about how she looks kind of like a Romulan. She looks kind of like Romulan Yar a little bit.
She looks like she looks like T'Pol from Star Trek Enterprise. There's a lot of good. Also, honestly, Dade's main jacket,
his jacket rules. Yeah.
Yes, from it, it's really good. That one you could just wear out in the world. So yeah, I want that. And shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she has the flare gun. What is? Oh wait, no, I know what it is. I want the glasses and.
Is that a Walkman?
And Matthew Lillard. It's a pager. Remember, he gets paged in the movie.
Yeah, it's a sick pager.
There's a lot of. I want his yellow pager.
You're taking the jacket.
No. You can have the jacket.
I do want the jacket.
Matthew Lillard's glasses and his pager.
Yeah, as I said before, the wardrobe in this movie is honestly the strongest part. Like
Yeah,
it
no,
circles
is, for
around
sure.
from being like this movie does have a lot of embarrassing shit in it. Like, but it circles back around because it's so confident and it's so sure of how cool it is that you're like, yeah, I'm on board. This shit actually is really cool. And as I said, every single piece of wardrobe in this movie belongs in cyberpunk. Like we were like, I've seen that in 2077.
We didn't even talk about the TV show in the movie.
Right. Razor and Blade.
Razor Blade, yes, Razor and Blade, which was a lot of fun. Like the in-universe like hacker, fucking YouTube show.
Tell you how to disrupt.
Yeah, which
Hack the
that's
Planet.
where Hack the Planet comes from. It's their
Hack
thing.
the Planet.
Hack the Planet.
Yeah, no, I want the jacket and the laptop. Those are the things I'm taking. Dade's jacket it's like just sci-fi enough to be pretty cool. I would actually
100%.
wear that.
Yeah, it's definitely main character clothing.
Yes, absolutely.
They got him in black and gray. Yeah. Wait, so what? You picked the jacket and Angelina Jolie's laptop?
Yeah, absolutely.
Period.
These big
her
chunky
laptop
laptops that are like the size
got
of
some
normal computers now.
and it's just got some Japanese characters on the side.
Yeah. Like everyone
I just
customizes their laptop. They spray paint a whole computer camo at some point for some reason.
I just realized I want a crossover of hackers with Independence Day. 'Cause like how Jeff Goldblum hacks the aliens.
Dude!
Like
if they'd have called
aliens
these,
wouldn't stand it.
if they'd have called these kids in, yeah, the movie would have been 15 minutes long.
The aliens wouldn't have stood a fucking chance.
No.
They would have hacked
Like
the
they
aliens.
would have hacked
This
like a
is an Earth-
satellite to like run into the
into
the
ship.
motherboard.
Yeah, Earth is next door.
yeah.
They would just make the alien spaceships like self-destructive.
Destroyed the aliens' credit score.
Period. Yeah, so no, that's Hackers. Please check it out.
Watch. A movie you probably
okay.
shouldn't check out, in my opinion.
That movie you probably shouldn't check out. Yeah, not super worth it. Well, although there are some interesting. I am at some point when I feel like I'm gonna check out the black and white version of this movie.
Yeah.
We'll talk about.
Yeah.
Because
No.
So Johnny Mnemonic is a 1995 cyberpunk action film. So yeah, it stars Keanu Reeves. This is post-Speed, post-Point Break, pre-Matrix Keanu Reeves.
I don't understand why in some
rising
movies Keanu Reeves seems to have never acted before. Does he just need the right director? Is that his thing? Because he honestly it seems like he just learned how to speak English.
I mean, he needs the right director. He needs the right script. I think also it's a thing where it's like, I feel like he has to be connected to the material.
Yeah, he needs to be interested.
Keanu himself has this was apparently not. It was not a good shoot. Keanu
Doesn't seem like
himself
it.
has disowned the movie, and he actually has said that like this is his second least favorite movie, and that people who are fans of this movie, he's like he doesn't see what they like about it.
Yeah, me either. And like it's not like he doesn't like the like he's in Cyberpunk 2077 as a different Johnny,
Neo.
and he's honestly sick. Yeah, he's also in The Matrix, one of the most iconic pieces of cyberpunk filmmaking ever, as like a way better, more interesting character. The problem, like Johnny Mnemonic is written as such like a snarky, like cool guy character, but he looks like a dork, and he delivers every line like a dork.
What did you know about this movie and this character, and maybe some of the stuff that it was based on before we watched it? Like, what were your pretenses going?
I knew it was based on a William Gibson, but I honestly, I was always under the misconception that it was an adaptation of Neuromancer. Yeah,
No,
but it's not. It's a character that William Gibson wrote. And I knew it was it's like a piece of hardcore cyberpunk fiction, but I also heard that people don't really like it. And watching it, I get why now. The movie honestly doesn't seem all that interested in the setting or even really because the coolest thing about a cyberpunk story, and this movie is
the world.
Yeah, it's like begging to be directly compared to Blade Runner. Like it's got the text at the beginning, the word, like the all this fog everywhere. Like it's trying to make the world look a lot like that world, but it's just that minus anything interesting, which is weird because like a lot of the concepts we see here have been done so much better in other Keanu Reeves properties.
Yeah, other movies that he's
and games,
been in, for sure. Yeah. I think so yeah, as far as what I knew before going in, I read Neuromancer in college I think we had a list of like sci-fi books we had to read, like dystopian books that like choose one, and I chose Neuromancer.
Same story for me too.
The Johnny Mnemonic character is mentioned in that book, so Johnny Mnemonic is a short story that came out before Neuromancer, and I believe it is part of William Gibson's like trilogy. And the story of the book, which I was looking at a couple of videos and just reading the plot, the story of the book is almost like beat for beat the same as the movie, except the movie takes some cool things and makes it less cool. One of the biggest things that I want to kind of mention now, though, is that the female lead in the movie, Jane, who is played by Dina Meyer, who is Diz from Starship Troopers, which is the whole time I'm like, where do I know her from?
I'm so glad you told me who it was.
Her character Jane is basically a genericified version of a character that shows up across a lot of Gibson's work. This character named Molly Millions. I don't know if you've heard of Molly Millions. Yeah, she's a super enhanced. They call her Molly Millions because she has a lot of money's worth of like cybernetic enhancements,
implants,
character
and straight out of Cyberpunk. Honestly, Cyberpunk owes William Gibson pretty much everything.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Molly Millions. She's a razor girl. She has like knife clawed fingers like fucking Lady Deathstrike from X-Men, and she's got like reflective eyeballs that can like see in the dark and shit.
She's a cyberpunk.
Yeah. But she doesn't do any of that stuff in the movie.
No, she's way less interesting in the movie. She's just a girl.
She can kind of fight.
She wears a chainmail tank top.
She wears a chainmail tank top. She has shitty cybernetics.
Like the way that the way the movie, like the movie gives you the impression that like implants are like weirdly rare. Like Johnny Mnemonic has a brain implant, and it's like a point to talk about. Like everyone, like it's like a strange thing, and to like get through checkpoints and shit, you have to be like scanned for implants and shit.
Yeah,
it's like it's a weirdly rare thing, which is like not. It makes everything a little bit less interesting.
Yeah, not supposed to be a thing. I mean, I remember, from reading Neuromancer, like everybody has some kind of implants, except for the low-techs, which the low-techs are in the book as well.
I'm just thinking about how they look in this movie.
Led by Ice-T.
Ice-T.
The trash people who's in here is J-Bone, which none of the characters for me, like looking at this, none of the characters for me really stand out at all. As like nobody seems like they really care.
Yeah, that's the problem. The plot feels like it's just obligatorily like moving on. It feels super forced, and then like we go to places and we meet people, and everyone's bored, and the audience is bored, and Keanu Reeves is bored.
Yeah. As far as like what the actual plot is, like we're not gonna go through it bit by bit, but just literally to talk about like the thing that you need to know. The movie opens up with a text crawl. It's 2021, the year of our Lord.
Yep.
I don't remember this happening.
It did.
There's this disease out here called NOS, or nerve attenuation syndrome, which basically is a disease that is caused by. They pretty much say in the movie like all this technology is like making people sick. It's building up. All the cybernetic implants is just like making people
cyberpsychosis. If you played Cyberpunk, it's the same thing.
Just making them sick with cyber disease.
Yeah.
And that's kind of happening in the background. And at the end of the movie, in a very lame reveal, which I'm just going to spoil it now because folks at home, I do not recommend this movie.
No, me either.
It's revealed that the information that Johnny is carrying in his head, which I guess we got to say that first. Johnny Mnemonic carries data in his head that is too sensitive to be transmitted over the net.
Yeah, so they'd rather send a person who can, who can be like stuck at an airport and shit.
And John in this movie, which this aspect of it is not in the book at all. In this movie, Johnny uses like a little data expander to expand the amount of data he can, which at first is 160 gigabytes, and then he uses this expander to expand it to 320 to carry all this data in his head.
Yeah.
But because it's too much, if he has it in his head for more than, I think they say 48 hours, it's going to kill him.
So right off the bat, he makes a really dumb decision.
Yeah, it makes a really dumb decision, but what's most annoying to me, honestly, the biggest thing about this movie that pissed me off is that I don't think that that's a terrible premise or a problem for a character to have.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, you have this shit in your brain it's not only making you crazy, but it's gonna kill you unless you get to your guy. And like there's like an intensity about that premise that is just not felt in the movie at all. Like,
this is the last time I'm going to say it, by the way, but that will sound very familiar to people who've played through Cyberpunk 2077. It is a similar premise.
Don't watch Mnemonic, just buy Cyberpunk 2077.
It's a better version of this movie in like every single way, and it's got a better Keanu in it too. Honestly,
Cyberpunk 2077 playthrough coming soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Midnight Movie Gang Twitch. Midnight Movie Game.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, fucking. But yeah, no, like there's nothing about Keanu doesn't seem worried at all that he's gonna die. The characters around him don't like take advantage of. They don't like I said, this movie should feel like Cyberpunk Crank.
Yeah.
Like that is the thing. The whole time I was watching, like this should have like a race against time kind of. Because for those of you who haven't seen Crank, basically the main character has to keep his adrenaline up because he has this poison that's going to kill him. But the adrenaline counteracts it, so he has to like constantly be moving, fighting, fucking punching, taking drugs. Doing
they
coke,
didn't use the premise. He just kind of like crashes out like a couple times.
Exactly. Yeah, he kind of has the Akira like leave me alone.
Yeah.
Flashes every once in a while.
Yeah, I think my problem is like to bring it back to like Blade Runner. Blade Runner has this like super noir, moody tone throughout because it's also got these like big, weighty emotions and like concepts attached to it. Like, what does it mean to be a human? Like, what does it what does it mean to like be the person in charge of like what goes through your head as someone who's in charge of killing these things if they're technically not people but they have human. So like it's like that tone works in that setting because it's like super thoughtful. And this movie doesn't really. I thought it doesn't really make you think about anything. He's just got something in his brain. Like what's the conflict? Like he's got the cure to a big disease in his brain.
Yeah. Because that's what's revealed later. He goes to the
and there's a ticking clock because he's stupid and didn't realize that the limit would be a problem.
Yeah, he goes and visits a Chop Doc or Shop Doc. What do they call him?
Ripper Doc. Yeah,
a Ripper Doc.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And the Ripper Doc finds out that like what's in his brain is a cure for NOS, for cyber disease, which basically the people that he's delivering it to want to keep it for rich people. Like, and this is something I didn't realize until reading the plot, really, is that like the people who want it, they're not going to give it to the common people, they're just going to use it for the hella rich and stuff.
Yeah.
So the movie ends with the low-techs transmitting the cure like for the world to have.
Yeah, there's no questions that this raises. It literally is just good guys versus bad guys.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like Johnny Mnemonic as a character, like, what
is boring.
Yeah, and like, what does he go through? Like, what's his conflict? Is just like
they. Sorry, go ahead.
Like, it's like, is he gonna decide to do the right thing? And it's like, yeah, he is. It's like it's the morally correct thing. Like, there's no question to it, and like good sci-fi has a question to it, you know.
I think another thing, they introduce another interesting idea. Like, there are a lot of, like, all of the sci-fi ideas in this movie could be executed well. They just aren't. But, like, they talk about how part of how, like, he increases the storage in his brain is that he offloads some of his memories. Like, he's like, yeah, I offloaded my childhood memories. So, like, right now, I don't have my childhood memories. And
it's like, that could be cool to think about for longer than 5 seconds.
Exactly, that could be a thing that could be explored. As like how does he feel about that?
Yeah.
Like, even
he sacrificed a piece of himself to make money in this like world run by corporations. That works.
And Jane even like asks him about like, oh my god, like how does that make you feel? And he's like, oh, it doesn't fucking matter. We gotta go.
I don't care. The audience doesn't care. I don't give a fuck. Get me out of the movie.
Yeah, he's got to get through this thing. He really doesn't. And like I said, I think that Keanu is. It's not even the casting, because like Keanu has played similar, like I was saying when we were watching this, I know you haven't seen, but he's great in Constantine.
Yeah,
and Constantine is also kind of like a tragic character that has like a timeline, and that movie is also a detective story in like a fantasy world.
His range of good actor versus bad actor is so crazy wide, like more than any, like maybe like Nicolas Cage is like the like he's in such good movies and he's in such bad movies too. It's crazy.
Yeah. My whole thing with Keanu is just like the less he talks, the better.
That's a good point.
He is. I don't know. I think he's an incredible physical performer.
I'm still pulling for us to do Dracula, the Coppola Dracula, because that is probably his worst performance, and it's mostly because he's doing this accent that he just straight up can't do, and it's honestly really funny. Yeah. That movie's thoroughly entertaining. Watch Dracula instead of this.
Watch almost any. Go back and listen to our Speed episode and watch Speed. Anything. I'm trying to think.
There's a dolphin in it.
Oh yeah, the dolphin. Which
it's
is
a
also
code breaker or some shit.
The code breaker dolphin. So the in-lore thing. So they come across this dolphin that is like a hacker. It's a hyper. So I don't remember if they explain it in the movie, but in the short story, basically the government like created these cybernetically enhanced dolphins that have like more than human level intelligence to take out mines in the ocean. Yeah, like they take out these computerized mines in the ocean, and there's a what's the mine one's? It's Henry or something.
You're gonna talk to Johnny or some shit. Jones is gonna get you in there, and he's like, "Who the hell is Jones?" And he turns around. It's literally a dolphin in a tank with a thing on his brain.
It's a dolphin with the Wolverine Weapon X headset.
That was the most interesting thing in the movie, and it's honestly pretty goofy.
Yeah, I mean, I can't blame it on the movie because it's in the book.
Yeah.
It
looks goofy when it's right there in front of you, though.
Yeah, and another thing in the book is that they addict the dolphins to heroin in the book, and Johnny has to get Jones some heroin in the book.
Holy shit!
Why didn't they put that in the movie?
Yeah, what the hell? That should have been the whole conflict of the movie.
Yeah, like honestly, this whole movie could really just kind of be called wasted opportunity. The movie, the
movie just spins its wheels.
An interesting thing to note about this movie: so this movie is 96 minutes long. The director Robert Longo said that his initial cut of this movie was longer and better. So I believe it's. And I believe it's the version that
at all
was able to be released in Japan.
Oh, it's not that much longer. Okay.
Yeah, that is a truer version of his film.
It's just it's one of those things where like it's like Justice League. It's like more of this isn't going to make it better. Like I see what you have on screen and it's not good. So like I don't know how a couple extra scenes is going to make the movie like watchable. Yeah. And the black and white thing is the same thing. Like go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say that, so Robert Longo got to, for the movie's 25th anniversary, do an official black and white version of Johnny Mnemonic that is, he went through and he said he always envisioned the movie in black and white.
Which I don't understand.
And some fans have said that the black and white version works a lot better as far as, like, the setting feels kind of more alive, like you can either... The environment like reads better in black and white, which I don't know.
It's like he's like insisting that it's a noir film, but it just isn't. It doesn't have anything. It doesn't have that tone, even though it's really trying to. It's honestly just boring.
Yeah. No,
the Wachowskis used it to describe it to investors. I saw there on the page.
Really did say they
to describe the Matrix to investors.
Why would you
imagine Johnny Mnemonic but cool?
Imagine Johnny Mnemonic better. Oh, they made Johnny Mnemonic, the interactive action movie.
That I heard is actually not horrible.
Is a 1995 point-and-click adventure game. Johnny Mnemonic,
the Blade Runner point-and-click too. I've also heard is pretty decent.
There's some playthroughs on YouTube.
Yeah,
but yeah, as far as I don't know what more as far as character wise, nobody's gonna remember the teacher.
Ice-T looks pretty goofy.
Ice-T looks pretty goofy. His low tech village is not really that interesting.
This and Tank Girl would be an interesting double feature for Ice-T looking ridiculous in a sci-fi movie.
Yeah. Even under like his outfit, he's just a guy in a suit.
Yeah.
He's think that
all the low techs look really disappointing. Like they all just have really dumb designs.
Deus Ex Human Revolution, which is influenced by I never got to play that game. I remember it coming out.
Yeah, I have it. I have a later Deus Ex game, but there's literally like a 15-minute lore recap in front of it, and I've tried 3 times to play it, and I get to the end of that lore recap, and I don't even feel like playing it anymore.
And you're just like, oh, I don't care anymore.
I know a lot of people really like those games, but it's like, oh my god, that was a lot.
And now I gotta play it. Fuck. But yeah, no. This was Johnny Mnemonic. I really don't have anything more to say. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just here's the thing. It
just play Cyberpunk.
It does the worst thing that I think a movie can do, in that like it's boring. There are plenty of bad movies that are like entertainingly bad.
It is. Yeah.
That like have.
It's like how do you make this setting so boring? Like, I don't understand. Like, I never thought I would dislike this movie because I heard people liked it, but and I love this kind of setting, this kind of sci-fi so much, but they somehow did it. They somehow made me really not care about it at all.
Yeah, don't watch Johnny Mnemonic. Go watch Hackers.
Yeah, I agree.
Go watch Constantine. But yeah, I don't know. At some point. Here's the thing, it's kind of hard to find because I was looking on. You can't like really stream it. There are currently there are 2 ways to get the black and white version of Johnny Mnemonic. From what I've seen, you either buy the Blu-ray, which the special edition Blu-ray of it is like $25, which I'm not going to spend for
a bad movie. Yeah,
for a bad movie. And the other way is if you buy the movie on iTunes which it's currently on iTunes for $12. The black and white version is a special feature on the iTunes version. So one day, if I feel like $12 is worth it, maybe I'll check it out.
You can tell me if it's better or not. I have my reservations. Yeah.
It probably won't. It's probably not gonna save the movie because my fundamental problems with it don't have anything to do with the colors necessarily.
No.
Yeah. Any props?
Yeah. I want the big dolphin animatronic. In a big
dolphin.
Yeah, I want in my mansion. I want to have in the foyer as you walk in, right next to the swimming pool. I want a big glass tank with the water, and the dolphin wiggles to greet you.
That's fun. I want his VR gloves and goggles. I really like the look of his VR goggles and gloves when he's going into the net.
Yeah, it does have really fun CGI. Or like dated CGI imagery of him net running.
Yeah, that's true. Also, the first time when the data gets uploaded into his brain, it's pretty. There's some pretty fun visuals and like.
I like that little like
really freaking out.
I like that little like disc interface thing that he uses.
Oh yeah, that thing is cool.
Yeah, I thought that looked pretty cool. Like he's got like bits that he like unwraps from like single use shit.
Yeah,
that stuff was cool. The set design and everything was decent.
Yeah, no, there's some interesting stuff there for sure. And like I said, that's not
just a bad movie.
Yeah, that's not where the it's not necessarily the stuff in it. It is how it was executed. It's one of those things, like I always say, you can make a movie about anything. It really is just about how you decide to present it. Like I tell people, like my go-to example is Turbo, the movie about the NASCAR racing snail.
Sure, sure.
It's a great movie.
Never saw it.
It's great, but it's
because it was about a NASCAR racing snail. It goes to show you, I missed out.
Yeah. But this has been Midnight Movie Gang. It's currently 4:20 blaze p.m. Night Movie Gang. Next episode, I'm gonna talk about my UMD collection.
Yes.
No, I'm gonna wait till I'm going to collect more things and have a more. Me and Court have been talking about it. Like I want to have like a better record setup and stuff. When we move,
nice.
I will have the UMD collection.
The media room.
We'll talk about it then.
Yes.
But yeah, no. So this has been Midnight Movie Gang. Thank you so much for listening. You can follow us on YouTube at Midnight Movie Gang Podcast, Instagram at Midnight Movie Gang, and also just wherever podcasts are listen to. We got some shit coming out soon from our live commentary of Godzilla. Working my way through that. There might be a little bit of a lull in content just because, like I said, I'm moving soon, so there's going to be a little. Who knows what's going to happen? But thank you so much for listening. Please check out Hackers, and have a nice day. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
So, here we go.
With childish frustrations and complexes which the police are searching for James Thomas, believed to be the lover of Miss Williams, and her partner in the horrible murder of Walter. Grant everybody that I'm here to walk out. Oh, please tell me where this going. Please tell me. Sorry, I don't know. How long is it? How long could I got in here? Please take us to Albany on 6 o'clock train tonight. What do you think?
Special agent, special agent.